Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm going to show you in this lesson more about the pelvis and the torso. We're going to do it basing ourselves on a photo and copy the pose, but we'll do it with the basic shapes. So as you see, I'm drawing at the side here so you can see how these boxes work and how you can simulate a pose and understand the perspective. The first thing I'll draw is the torso that has this direction and geometric shape. Then we move downwards, drawing the pelvis, and between these is the abdomen. It's important to draw these three parts, even though the pelvis and the torso are the main ones. From the bottom of the pelvis is where the thighs start, and from there the knee joints going down to the leg. As you can see, you can add joints to any pose once the main shapes are in place. All you have to do is place the limbs in the position that you want. You do need to make sure that the composition is well done. In this case, as we're copying a photo, we don't need to worry about that. We just need to copy what we see and the joints just as they are in the picture. I'm not really interested right now in detailing the drawing because I just want you to see it as if it were an articulated doll or model. So we'll just go with a basic structure. You could add more detail if you want to, but as we're learning the basic structure at the moment, I recommend that you leave it out. I'm going to highlight the torso and the pelvis in black and indicate the direction they follow so you can understand this perspective. Bear in mind that this position of the torso and the pelvis will give us the whole pose of the character, so this is quite important. Okay, so here we have the next photo. In this one, the woman's body is inclined in one direction and the head goes in another. The arms and the legs are going another way. And this is interesting because it's quite a dynamic pose. We'll start with the torso and then we'll move on to the pelvis. We'll join those together with the abdomen, as we need to know how the structure of the entire pose works. Once we have these structures, we can start adding the arms and the legs. The legs go in the areas and the gaps of the pelvis, and the arms go from the shoulders. To draw the joints, what I usually do is draw a sphere or kind of circle to indicate where the joint is. Then we can take that to one point or another. So see how this looks when we draw the arms. I'll place the shoulders like two separate circles, and I'll make another circle for the base of the neck, on top of which goes the neck, and on top of that, the head. I'll highlight in black again the torso and the pelvis so you can see the direction. The middle lines are important so the body has a direction and we can understand it clearly. Okay, here we have a slightly more complicated pose because the girl is turned with almost all her back to us. She's not really facing one way or another, and poses from the back are usually more complex. We'll start by drawing the torso, as you can see, following the reference. If you're not too sure, don't worry. You can draw on top of the photo, but I do recommend that you draw it without so you can get to grips with these shapes in perspective and different poses. Some will always be harder than others. And in this case, as I said, a back pose like this or a 3/4 one will usually give us more problems. So I'm blocking the joints of the arm and the leg, paying attention to the torso and the pelvis. Carry on with the positions of the arm and the leg using the gaps as we did before. And in this case, as the photo is cropped, we don't really need to go any further. Once again, I'll highlight in black the area of the torso and the pelvis so you can really see what direction each part is going. It's really important you know the direction of the body. I do keep repeating this, but because it's essential. If you don't know what direction the body is moving in, then you don't really understand the pose, and then you could make mistakes. Okay, now the drawings are finished and you more or less know how the torso and the pelvis work, in the next lesson I'll show you how to draw some typical poses for our heroes. A heroine needs an energetic and strong pose, which is what we're going to see. So I'll see you there.